Alright, so today I'm going to start working on the exhaust. The catalytic converter is just rotting out from the inside. It's rattling all over. Let's see what we got. So all I hear while I drive gets annoying, so we go ahead and replace that. Goes all the way out the back. Changing all that out. Plan is to get it to stop right here. Got it already hooked up, so let's see. It's got the front pipe. Got all this from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Front pipe and a cat. Got for about $90. Super 10 flowmaster. Just a tip for it. So we'll be putting that in. Show you what it sounds like now. Not the greatest sound, but you expect. So, 251,000 miles. Still kicking strong though, so looks like gonna be a lot of work to it. Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, so first thing we gotta do, gonna unplug the battery, take out the air box, take these out, and get some space in here and start knocking it out, see what we gotta do. So, start with that. Alright, I got the air box out of the way. Next step, get the throttle body off first, and the throttle cable off. The IC valve, quite a few things, map sensor, get all that taken off, get the throttle body out, get the hoses out of the way, pretty much clear up this whole area. So that is next. This is sticking on me while I drive, so when I come to a stop my RPMs are at like 2 grand. So I'm just going to replace them, get a 4.0 throttle body. Those fit directly on there. You just got to change out your original sensors to it. So that's next. Be right back with you. Alright, so an update where I'm at. Got the fuel rail off, kind of just tied it off a little bit for right now. I have line disconnects, quick disconnects, but I got the plastic ones. I kind of rusted on there, so I'm going to need to pick up some at work tomorrow at O'Reilly's. I'll get that plate taken off, probably get new fuel injectors as well. It's pretty nasty. I tried seeing if I could find another fuel rail, but nobody can get them. Dealer discontinued, can't find them online. So I'm just have to try to clean this one up the best I can. Soak the bolts that hold the manifold and the intake onto the block. Show you what I use. Some really good stuff. Promec stuff is amazing. If you can find it, get it. It will not let you down. Some really, really awesome stuff. You can find them on Amazon and that. I found the direct supplier, so negotiating on start stocking them, but we'll see how that works. I gotta take off the belt so I can take off the power steering pump. So you have to undo that bolt down here first to take the belt off. Loosen this one, then come up here, see where that rod goes down. See if I can get the camera in there. And it loosens that so we can get the belt off, loosen the tension off that. So that's where we're at for now. I am noticing I'm missing a couple bolts, so I'm missing one from right here and missing one right here. I'm hoping that's just gone and not sheared off or something. Guess we'll find out, knowing my luck. So I like to, tape off what cylinder is what fuel injector, just as a helpful reminder takes about 30 seconds, keeps me from screwing up, so to each their own. So that's where we're at so far. Throttle body's out, everything's unplugged, and we'll continue on. So update you here in a little bit. Alright, so got everything out. Looks like I got lucky, maybe. I don't know, gotta take a look at that, but we'll see what's going on with it. Clean it up a little bit, clean the surface. I mean, we got a good surface on there. Bolts came out with way too easily. I mean, the Pro Mech helped out a lot, which is a good thing, but still felt way too easier than it should have, but it's all good. So that's the next part, clean up the side of the block, clean off the mating surface for the new part. So what we're looking at. So I ended up having to cut it. That sucker was not coming off. These were rusted on there way too bad if you get a good look at that. So no way I was getting that off. I got new O2 sensors already. Got the new header, or new, not header, but exhaust manifold. Picked it up from O'Reilly's as well. Hopefully that's not broken. If it can't last one fall, I guess it's not worth it, right? So that's the part number for the exhaust manifold. Seems so much heavier. So there's our new one. Heat shield. Assume EGR block off plate. O2 port, which I'm not putting O2 right there. The O2 is going to go onto there, onto the front pipe. My other O2 right here. So I have my downstream and upstream O2 sensors. So I'm going to continue on, see how far we can get tonight. Alright, time for an update. Kind of stopped last night after I got the new intake manifold on. This bolt right here, I'm gonna have to get a bigger bolt for it. It's pretty bad in there, so I'll get a bolt from work and re-thread it in there. Other than that, all the other bolts went on pretty good. Just gotta torque them down next. New intake manifold gasket. See what I got with the exhaust. So this is the old exhaust. That's the new one, side by side. So what I ended up doing was cutting it just after the muffler. Took this piece out without having to drop the cross member. Hopefully I could do the same thing putting the new one in. Show you what it would look like underneath cutting it. So, ended up cutting it right by this hanger right here. Cut the hanger, dropped it a little bit enough to cut around the exhaust pipe, and then pushed it all the way out through there. Had to lift the Jeep a little bit to get enough clearance for it to come out. Came right out, no issues, no hassle. So next is going to be putting in the new one. So I'll update you when I get that going. Like I said, got new O2 sensors for it. That one, and that's where I cut the pipe. So I couldn't get the bolts off the old manifold that you seen yesterday if you're in the box over there. So we'll get it going. We'll get that tied up and bolted on right down here, and continue on. Just a little update on the intake manifold. Ended up cleaning it up, doing my own thing the way I want, so got taken care of. Got a nice red on it. I'll update you. Alright, let's continue on. I wanted to show this on the last video, forgot. That noise that was going on. There was something inside of here. Probably something from the cat. It's kind of hard to hear. Let's see if I can do it like this. Alright, it's not making it now, but I'll take my word on it. Something was in there going back and forth. So probably something that just fell off the cat and the internals of it. So that's where that noise was coming from. Got the new exhaust hooked up. Right there. New O2 sensor plugged in. Gonna take care of the wiring here in a little bit. Get some new wire loom. Redo the wire loom, clean it up a little bit, at least this half until I start doing the other half. I'll show you what I got going underneath. I had to drop the cross member a couple inches to get the clearance for the new exhaust, but that's what we're looking at. So kind of sits pretty good right now, but I do want to get a hanger probably welded right here, and that way this just isn't doing its own thing right now. No choice right now. But I'm gonna get the other O2 sensor plugged in, get this back up, cinch that down, bolt that down, whatever. Continue on. So that's what it's looking like so far. Had an issue getting it in to the intake or not the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold. So I had some help holding up the tailpipe while I angled in this just right. Get it on there nice and tight. So kind of hard to see with the light, but got it in there though. So runs down around the oil pan through the back, stopping right underneath right there. So fit perfect, minus the headache of trying to get that in there and bolt it up, but nothing's ever easy. So continue on. I'll give you an update when I get everything else rolling. Alright, wanted to give a little update on this guy. So this is my throttle body, 0.25. There we go. Kind of hard to see, but 2.5. A couple things I have issues with. I'm having a brain fart on this guy. Just bought one. It was throwing a check engine light from time to time. The issue I have with my throttle body is when I'm giving it gas and I'm going, throttle sticks, and I have to tap the gas to get it to let go. Probably just throw a spring on there, but like I said, I'm hit the junkyard up, pick up a new 4.0 throttle body. I'm gonna get a new map sensor. Idle air control valve, that's what it was. So got the new one right here, in case you need to know the part number, 21775. Picked it up at O'Reilly's. BWD's better one, lifetime warranty on them. Pick up everything else I need to. So, and this is actually the map sensor, I'm sorry. This is the throttle position sensor. Correct myself on that. Map sensor, throttle position sensor, idle air control valve. When I do get my 4.0 throttle body, just for safekeeping, I'm going to get a throttle spring, put it on here, and attach it to the bracket that the throttle cable goes through. Just hook it up right in here. That way, no matter what, it'll come back for me. Just don't want to run into that again. Kind of aggravating with the stick shift and getting to a stoplight and it's rubbing at 2,000 RPMs. So if you're wondering why the table's pink, painting that for the little girl. Can't really tell in the picture, but it's all pinked out for her. The little light I threw on there for her. Pretty sweet little ride though. So that's why the table's pink, in case anybody's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And Wildwood root beer, cheap and good. So alright, I'm gonna keep it going and I'll get back with you. Alright, we're back. I'm not really sure where I left off the other video, but got the intake coming in. Bolts bolting up on there. No big issues yet. I had to loosen these a little bit to angle it a little bit more so I can get this to fit back in properly. But gotta torque them down next. I believe these are 18 foot-pounds and this is 17.5. These are 17.5, so 17, 17, 17, 17.5, and then the ones that are directly into the intake or into the exhaust manifold are 18 foot-pounds. So I'll be torquing that down here in a minute. So this is my 2.5 throttle body. Went to the junkyard today on lunch. It's kind of hard to see, lighting ain't the greatest, but picked up a 4.0 throttle body. So just prepping that, cleaning it up a bit, getting it how I want, and the bracket for the throttle cable as well. So I'll keep updating as I go. Once I get done with this, I'll give a tutorial of everything I did from start to finish, so that way you guys have an idea if you guys are trying to do the same thing or going about the same deal. I priced everything else out, so next is going to be intake. Not intake, I'm sorry, valve cover, heater hose assembly, radiator hoses, all the pulleys on the front end, except for the harmonic balancer. I'm not messing with that. And yeah, that's pretty much everything from top to front. And then my next project will be everything on this half. I'm going to clean up the firewall, make it look nice and clean and pretty. So I'm also going to clean this up a bit too, because that just looks horrid. Priced out new fuel injectors. They're about $41 out of Riley Auto Parts. Normally most of them carry it in stock, so just gotta wait for next payday to get those. I already spent $600 on just everything else, so it's probably gonna be about $1,000 as far as mechanical wise goes, and brakes and everything. Just got my new brake booster in today as well. This one's kind of rotten out. Got a new master cylinder. We'll talk about that later when I actually go and do the brakes. So I'll update you on what I got done next. Alright, update on throttle bodies. This is my old one, this is my new one. So not much of a difference you could tell. Let me turn on the light if it'll let me. Alright, not much better. But that's the old one. Tell the size difference on throttle body. Obviously that's where it makes the biggest difference. Got my new IAC valve on. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up my throttle position sensor and my manifold absolute pressure sensor. So those two will be on tomorrow, and I'll be able to get this back on. Yeah, so it's pretty basic stuff. So a lot better. Whole lot better. Can't wait. Go ahead and start cleaning up the back wall. Might as well get that done now. Alright, down to the last piece. Got a trash bag in there just to keep trash out. Got the bracket on, the fuel rail on, all the hoses hooked back up. Glad I made a video, because this hose I forgot where it went. Just kind of sitting off to the side and had no idea what the hell it was. Went back to my video, but got them all hooked up where they need to be. Yeah, so got 4 wires left. IAC valve, map sensor, throttle position sensor, and then another sensor, which I will figure out where that goes in a little while. So all I got left is the 2 pieces for the throttle body, hook it up, and it's done. At least it's half. Alright, this should be the final day of this exhaust project and right side of my motor. Picked up my parts when I was at work today. Throttle position sensor, part number for that one was this, EC3167, and the map sensor, EC1688. Limited lifetime warranty on those. Same with the idle air control valve. So I'm going to take this one off, which belonged to the 4.0, and get it mounted up, so I'll be right with you. Alright, well, it's been a couple days, been real busy, working a lot, but got everything together for the most part. I'll show you what I've done since the last video. Got all this taken apart, got to the fender, cleaned up a lot of the rust spots the best I could. I mean, the rust is gone, but I'm not too worried about trying to smooth it out and whatnot. I mean, all the rust is clear. I'm not trying to smooth it out or nothing. It's under the hood. It's good enough for me anyway. Camera kind of makes it look pink, but I assure you it's definitely red. But went ahead and repainted everything, make it look nice, all that jazz. Got the 4.0 throttle body in there. Make sure, the other videos don't tell you this, but make sure you take this housing off if you do that. I'll have another video later on all this, but make sure you take the housing with the IAC valve off and put it on the 4.0 throttle body. Otherwise it will not work. I had my engine started up, freaked the hell out, revving at about 5 grand and redlining. So make sure you don't make that mistake like I did, but all is good now. Got everything hooked back up, kind of dressed up the engine a little bit, doing steps at a time. As you can see, I only went halfway right there. I'm starting to do this side a little bit, clean it up, and that way all I have left is just, next step is going to be from here to here and everything in front, and then the last step is everything on this half. So I'm going step by step, take my time with it, make sure I can still drive it to work. I mean, I got my other car and I got another car, but this is just too much fun to drive and trying to enjoy the summer that I can with it. But yeah, I'll do a startup video later. My keys for the Jeep are attached to the keys to my Eclipse, so I don't have my Eclipse here right now, but I will get that later. Probably do a startup tomorrow for you guys so you can hear what it sounds like with the new exhaust. Real simple. I'll just do a quick talk about what I did to take it all apart. First thing, airbox assembly completely out. Once that's off, and to do the throttle cable, IAC valve connector, throttle position sensor connector, the map sensor connector. Then when you have all that off, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, take them off. This throttle body comes off. Next you'll have to take off the belt. Once you got the belt off, take off the water, or not the water pump, I'm sorry, the power steering pump. Once you have the power steering pump off, there's a bolt right here and a bolt right here. You take those off. Carefully pull off your fuel injector rail. I pulled mine off with the injectors. It came off fairly easy. Once that's off, everything's out of the way. This line right here that comes down and underneath the intake, or the intake, there's 2 bolts holding this fuel line to it, so make sure you take those off so you don't break them, or whatever the case. Once you get that off, that's everything off of it. Then you take off the 7 bolts to the intake and exhaust. Once those are off, that comes off and the exhaust manifold comes off, and then everything's in reverse. Grabbed some sheets while I was at work. The torque on these are 37 foot-pounds, or no, I'm sorry, 30 foot-pounds for all these bolts that bolt to the block. As far as what this one is, and this one for the fuel rail, I'm not 100% sure. I just did a good snug tight, and same with these ones, just a good snug tight. Let's see, same with these, nice snug tight. There's 3 bolts that hold the power steering pump on, and then carefully, I made the mistake. I got lucky, went to the junkyard, told them it broke, and they told me to go ahead and swap them out. But these are 108 inch-pounds and crisscross when you're tightening. I made the mistake of trying to hand tighten them, figured I'd be alright, but this part ended up cracking on me like an idiot. But we all make mistakes, so yeah, make sure you unplug this, plug it back in when you're done. Fuel injectors back in the correct order. Firing order is 1, 3, 4, and 2. Sorry, 1, 3, 4, and 2. That's pretty much it. Pretty simple. I just went a little extra just to pretty it up. Like I said, later video I'm gonna do a complete brake job. That's gonna include the booster, the master cylinder, portioning valve, all lines, calipers, rotors, pads, drums, the pro kit for the drums, the wheel cylinder, and the shoes, but that's next month, maybe the following month. My brakes are fine. I just want to replace them, clean them up a little bit. Like I said, I'm doing everything mechanical to this first. That'll be a later video. Like I said, my next project is going to be a valve cover. Take that off, clean it up, get that red. New AC or heater hose, new radiator hose, new thermostat, new thermostat housing, new coolant temperature sensor, new water pump, new power steering pump, new idlers. I did say the water pump already. I'm taking off the fan clutch. I'm gonna put an electrical fan on here. Get rid of this. A lot of people say keep it on there, but I mean, it's a 4-cylinder. It ain't gonna get that hot anyway, and I'm gonna get a big enough fan that's just gonna push it off. And eventually, I'm getting my spider hood crowls for this, so that'll help with airflow as well. And that's the next step. Step after that is new spark plugs, wires, distributor cap, rotor, probably alternator, ignition coil. Get rid of all these extra lines that were set up for an AC system. I ain't got an AC system on here. Don't plan on it. It's a Jeep. Gets hot, drop the top. I'm gonna have to get a new air setup, whatever. Brain farting right now, long day at work, but I'm gonna have to get a new setup. When I was taking off the air box, all 3 of these snapped, they're seized, nothing I can do about it. Tried my best, but it is what it is, and just gives me an excuse to either go with a snorkel or a ram intake or something. I haven't decided. If you guys got any ideas, drop some comments. Definitely like seeing comments, like, you know, good or bad, whatever. Everybody criticizes, everybody is helpful. So yeah, that's about it. Probably either tonight or tomorrow, more than likely tomorrow, so you guys get to see. I'll do the exhaust, and we'll go from there. So one step at a time. I appreciate everybody watching. If you want to subscribe, hit the like button for me. I'd definitely appreciate that. Just trying to do more videos of how to do everything on the Jeep as possible. I mean, I'm not an expert by no means, but I've been working on cars since I was a little kid, and I love it. So yeah, just drop any comments. Anything that you guys have some ideas on, I definitely appreciate it. You see what the engine bay looks like. Anything you guys think would be a good idea, let me know. All that wiring is going to be cleaned up. It's just temporary, just so I have a horn for now. Plan on getting a better train horn and then really clean it up nice to make it look really good, but that's just temporary. So I appreciate you guys watching my video. Alright, well, got the last step done as far as this part of messing under the hood. Got everything put back on, cleaned up the air box, just painted it just a flat black, don't need nothing special. Cleaned up this fender well as well, figured why not, since I already got the air box pretty much clean, might as well just clean the rest. Cleaned all that up a little bit. Like I said, this is just the very beginning. That's all being replaced, all this is being redone, the whole back wall is being redone. It's piece by piece, so try not to be too harsh. So let's see what the exhaust sounds like. I don't know how well the quality is going to be on the camera, but hopefully decent. Alright, so that's it. Part one of many, I guess. So leave some comments, let me know what you guys think. Once again, hit the like button for me if you liked it. If not, hit the dislike. That's why it's there, right? If there's anything better I could show you, leave a comment, and I'll definitely try to get back and see if I can help you the best I can. Still revs just a little bit above 1,000 RPM. I'm gonna do a smoke test later, see what's going on, see if there's maybe a leak somewhere that I didn't tighten up enough or something, but it's always been doing that for the longest time. But if you guys got any ideas, let me know. I'll definitely take a look. Thanks for watching, and hope this was a decent video for you. Next video I'll try to do a little bit more video of me working on it so you can see the exact process. So appreciate it. Thank you.